Hello there, my name is Christopher and today we are taking a look at the interior of the Volvo EX30. This is an Ultra model with the Mist Interior and that is what we are going to cover. And actually Mist Interior is only available for the Ultra specification, and if you take Ultra specification with this moss yellow that I have here, you only get to choose between Mist and nothing else really. So I didn't even choose Mist, I just had to go with it because I chose the moss yellow Ultra version. But let's go inside instead and talk more about what we can find there. And I want to start here in the back because here is the first glimpse of this Mist Interior, and I must say these seats looks really good. They are 30% wool and renewable. So that is something we will come back to when we talk more about the interior materials in the car, because the EX30 has been designed to be renewable and environment friendly, and we don't know how much of the car that uses recyclable materials, but these seats are at least one of them. And when you sit here, it's actually quite comfortable. You can really feel that these are not made for grown-ups. The seats are very short, and if I sit like normal, you can see that my knees are very high up as well. But it's comfortable. It is. I wouldn't want to sit 3 people here. You can, but I wouldn't want to. There's also no arm support or cup holders or anything really. Here we have a little box we can put stuff in instead. We also have an elk to show the Swedish thing, I guess. Since Volvo started out in Sweden in 1927. It's soon 100 years ago, but not really, not yet. But we have an elk there, and I'm not really sure who would use that, since this is a car where most people will be in the front. I would have preferred to have more storage in the front than here in the back, but that's me. About storage in the back, we have a compartment here on behind the front seats, and here we have some yellow accent color, which may or may not look good depending on what you like. We have also some protection on this on the back of the seats to protect from kids from kicking with his dirty shoes and stuff. What we also can do, if we take our phone and there's a smaller compartment just for our phone in that pocket. So we have a big pocket and we have a smaller pocket as well. If we take a look at these doors, they are the same in both front and back. We have this door handle, which I really like, brushed metal, maybe aluminum, something like that. Feels really good, sturdy, looks amazing, love them. My favorite part of the whole car is these handles. We have a smaller handle where we can open and close the door. Soft material here, feels nice, good. This black part is renewable plastic, and as you can hear, it's very scratchy, very hard plastic. I don't really mind that because you're not really here. Maybe you have your foot here. You can see there's some dirt here from when I entered the car. It should be sturdy material here that they can just remove the dirt like this. So I don't mind that as much as I mind this one. This is the decor of the Mist Interior, and here we have woven flax which come from linseeds and is renewable, and the thought is good, but the execution is not as much, I think. There's not so much texture that you can feel here. It looks like you should feel more, but than you do. And if you do just knock on it, you can really hear it feels plasticky, and there is a plastic coat on top of here to protect it from damage, from what my understanding. The problem is that this coat makes everything, makes it look really bad and feel really bad. This is terrible in my opinion, and I would have so much more preferred that they gone like they did down below here, where we have some soft fabrics instead, in the same gray material that we have the seats here. Feels much more premium and so much nicer than this piece. But we're not done with this. We will see more of this if we jump inside. But before we do that, here we have some, and when I finally was able to remove it, we can clean it as well. This is actually made from old fish nets and other materials, that waste material that Volvo has basically mixed together and made this carpet instead. This is really smart and very good of them. You have rubber carpets as well, but they for some reason have been recalled, so I didn't get them with my car, sadly. But now let's go inside and talk more about the interior. Okay, quick pause here. Just want to mention something I learned when I was in Luleå regarding this plastic coating that is on top of this. It is different from each car, because something to do with production. So the cars that had the mist interior in Luleå, when I was there, press cars, had some of them, the one I had better texture than I do, if not as all as plasticky as I think mine is. It was more towards like what I have up here, but much more texture than I have here. So this feels just plastic and boring, while some other cars may feel much better regarding to texture. I still think it looks ugly, but the texture might be different depending on each car, because of production. So now we are inside of the EX30 in the front, and you see directly this woven flex again with this coat on it, which again feels really bad. I really would have liked to see something else here other than this. You can also see it up here, and here you get much more texture. So the coating doesn't seem to be on this part of the woven flax, but it is on this part and in the doors, and this feels so much plasticky, sadly. So making the whole interior feels cheaper than it actually could have been without this. We also have these grills and vents. Feels kind of bad, these ones. Hard plastic. Don't have to be so violent for them to go off, I think. These are also different depending on what room you choose. Here in the mist interior, since everything should be grey and natural and Scandinavian design and whatnot, and since we love black, white and grey, they have chosen to go with white strips here. So these ones are white. Next to them we have another kind of material, which is not very soft but not super hard either. Feels okay-ish. Most of the interior here is with this material. We have it also in front of the driver, since we have no driver display. Everything is done up here. One thing, my car is yellow. Why couldn't this car also be yellow? Such a small thing that would have made my life so much, I wouldn't say easier, but it would have been putting a smile on my face when I got into the car. Here in the front we have a huge soundbar from Harman Kardon. Really good soundbar. I have made a video about the sound in the EX30 already, so you can find it on the channel. If we continue to the middle console here, the center console, we have some piano plastic here, black piano plastic. Not a friend of that, but it's not so much. I can be okay with it this time. Here we find buttons for locking the car, unlocking the car, and then taking down the windows. We do hit here, and then we press rear if we want to do it on this in the back. So, but we can do something clever. We can press this and we get some storage out of here. And if we do it like that as well, we get our cup holders. So now we have 2 cup holders, and there's some yellow here in the bottom as well to continue the trend with going gray and then having some fun accent color. What we can also do is that we do it like this, so we only have 1 cup holder, or we can just remove that completely and we can put our phone there like this, for example. Or we can just remove it all completely, and then we have a large open space which can be used if you really want to man spread. You can do that in the EX30, sorry. If we take a look down here, we have a wireless phone charger, but also it activates NFC, so now it activated my Apple Pay, sadly. On the other side, we don't have wireless charging, but we still has this NFC. Sorry for that. Good thing that you can really put the phone here without it leaving the room. There's something where you push it to fasten it here. And then under that we can lift these ones and we get some more yellow accent color and 2 USB-Cs here as well, which is nice. And then we can close it up again and we can have cables coming up from here. Taking a look at the steering wheel, we first have 2 levers on the back of it. Here we choose our gear, which has moved up here instead of the middle console. I think it's a good way to have it up here and have more storage and space in the middle console instead. On the other side is for lights and windscreen wipers and such. Then we come to this steering wheel. I can just put in drive so I can turn it around. I don't like this steering wheel. Just so you know that. I don't mind that it's not round. It doesn't really bother me. It's nice to have it flat up here where you can have the hand when you drive like this. You shouldn't, but you can. But the problem I have is with these buttons. They are really bad. They don't recognize that you push them all the time, so you're stuck there just going like that instead of it actually working. Since all of it is just one big plastic bit, you don't get a feeling of where you should push, and you need to push on the exact correct spot for it to work. So you have to look down while you're driving to press one of these instead of just figuring out without having to take the eyes off the road. Really bad design, and I really wish they could go back to the steering wheel from the XC40. Quick pause here. Volvo has confirmed that in model year 2025 and onwards they are going to replace these steering wheel buttons to something better, and they're also looking into solutions on how they can fix the old ones that have already been delivered to customers. We'll see how they handle that, but from model year 2025 there will be new steering wheel buttons. Thank you. Also, this Volvo thingy we have here is not 3D like it was before. Now it's just one plastic bit. Doesn't look as good as the old one. That's fine with me. But these buttons and also the feeling of the steering wheel, I feel that it could have been a bit thicker. Right now, when you want to do some active driving, which you can do because this is a twin motor performance, it's a fantastic driving car, but you don't get the best grip with this steering wheel. I would have liked the steering wheel to be a bit better than for fun driving. This is a performance car. I want to do some fun driving, and if it wasn't a performance car, don't name it performance. So that's my thing with the steering wheel. And before we take a look at the ambient lighting, I just want to mention these front row chairs. They are the same material in the back. This grey wool material looks really good, feels really good, but the chairs themselves are not as good as in old Volvo cars, unfortunately. They feel hollow. It's not. They are not padded enough, which is sad. And also there is no thigh support. I would really have loved to see thigh support in this car. Now the chairs they don't feel a bit short, and I don't really like that. But let's have a look at the ambient light and the ambient themes in this car as well. Since it's not dark outside yet, you may not see the ambient light as good, but you should see something up here, and there are also in the doors, even if you can't really tell right now. And if we take a look at this main screen here, we go to the car and we go to this little thingy, and here we have the ambience, which is turned off right now, but I can go to forest bath, and then you see this turns green, and there's also green down in the door, and if I can also turn on music for it. See if we can hear something. Oh, don't you feel relaxed when you are in the forest bath? These should be inspired by the Scandinavian nature, I think they have said it. And we also have the next one, which is Archipelago. We go turn on the music, which apparently was not there. Oh, how calm this is. Makes me want to pee. Then here we have the blue and yellow coming out from the light, and if we go to next one, we have a midsummer, which makes this more yellowish, and let's turn on the sound for that. The Swedish summer breeze. I guess that is what they are after. Let's go for Nordic Twilight. Turn on the sound. We have violet here now, as you can see. Turn on the sound. Oh! Some dance music. Oh yeah. Well, that's the Nordic Twilight for you. And then finally we have the Northern Lights, and that makes it bluish and greenish. And let's pop the volume here. Bit mysterious. You can of course turn off the brightness, turn it down completely, or if you want to have it on maximum, which I have to show off this right now, I think we can skip that for now. So that was the ambience themes that we have in the Volvo EX30. And so with that, I want to thank you for watching this interior review of the Mist Interior in the Volvo EX30. If you want to see more of the Volvo EX30, make sure to subscribe, and I will also post videos about other electric cars as well. But this one is mine, so I have more access to it, which means that I can make more videos out of it, and that's why I make so much about the EX30 right now. Also, there's so much news things about this car, but I also have driven the Skoda Enyaq RS Coupe from 2024 with the new software coming soon. Also the Volkswagen ID.7, and I'm sure there will be more cars to follow after that. So make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye.